Well, welcome, and thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to take a look at this pros demo. Well, my name is Mike Jacka. I'm the president and founder of the Minnesota Real Estate Investors Association, as well as realestatepromo.com. Now, the professional REIA operating system is something that we had developed for our specific needs for our REIA because of necessity, really, because there was really nothing out there available to manage everything from the REIA in one location. I mean, there was membership management software out there. There's, you get other websites and WordPress websites and different things like that to create the front end for the public view. And then also a separate site for sending out our email notifications. And then yet another site for processing transactions for memberships and for event registrations. And even if we're selling products and services, like if your REIA sells mentoring or coaching programs or ebooks or anything else that's not specific to a membership or an event, you still needed a system or a process for collecting those payments. So that was yet another system that we had to integrate. Now, while we were able to make it work, it was very time consuming. A lot of the data and the information was overlapping, and you had to have people trained to use all these different systems to try and make everything work. And while it worked, it just wasn't very efficient, and it wasn't very cost effective to have all these different systems to basically run a REIA. So out of necessity, we started building this several years ago. And throughout this demonstration, I'm going to give you the basic overview of the whole entire system, from the public view, what the members and non-members alike get to see, whether they're logged in or not, and the different things that they would possibly see based on whether they're logged in or not, as well as the members managing their memberships and seeing what types of events they've attended. They got all that stuff is available in their members area, as well as a free website. We give all of our members a free website, and when you join our system and start using the pros, you'll have the same benefit. You'll be able to give all your members a free website, which helps hugely with getting interaction from your members, because they got to come in, log into the REIA to use it, as well as member retention. Let's say a year or two later, their membership expires and they don't renew, but they're still somewhat active in real estate. They're still using their website. Maybe they're getting buyer and seller leads, or they have new properties that they want to advertise and market. They have to log into your REIA's website to manage all that stuff. So that's constantly getting them to come back, and that's what we want them to do, is come back to the REIA's website so that they can see what upcoming events we've got, and then maybe we can get them to come to another event, and then that's where we've got that ability to catch them again and get them to renew their membership or join again. And we have a pretty high membership retention because of that. At any given time, we always have a ton of members that are set to expire because we have a large membership base. And you'll see that when we get into the actual demo in a few minutes, what our numbers are. But we get a good majority of those people, or I shouldn't say majority, but a high percentage of them to renew before their membership actually expires, or within the next month or so after their membership expires, they are renewing their membership. So our membership stays up there and actually continues to grow. While I know a lot of REIAs have had struggles with that, that's one of the huge benefits, is that membership retention because of these free websites. And then also, which I'll talk about towards the end, there's also potential for revenue sharing with part of the websites. We give the free ones, but then we also have an upgraded premium site that we sell through Real Estate Promo, and we've made that available to the REIA so you can sell it to the REIA, and then we share in the revenue on that. So I'll discuss that later on. But right now what I want to do is give you a quick overview of the basics of the system, and then if you want to get into more details on how our system can work for you guys, then we can set up a private demo where we don't have to waste all of our time over the most basic of stuff. And then we get set up with you, maybe some of your board directors or officers from your REIA, if there's other members, if whether you're a for-profit or non-profit, based on whatever your guys' structure on, we can take that time and walk you guys through the specifics for your particular REIA and see if this is going to be a good fit, and see how we can get you guys started using this system and simplify as much of the business of running your REIA as possible. So what I'm going to show you first is a couple different samples of some of the websites. Now, this is my personal website. It's for the Minnesota Real Estate Investors Association here in Minnesota, MinREIA. It's, you know, the home page, it's got the login info, it's got all kinds of content that we've created over the years, links to it all over here on the left hand side. As well as, you know, we created content. We got an upcoming speaker here. We got Andrew Char coming up in a couple weeks. Our Home Depot benefits 2% rebate program as part of the national REIA. That's an automated or a manual, not manual, but the members can click on that, fill in their info. They got to get logged in. I'll show you that in just a little bit here. But that's, a lot of this is automated if you're part of the national REIA and you're using the Home Depot rebates. We've automated the good percentage of the application process for the members so that it makes it easier for everyone to get registered for that. And then we got our upcoming events. And this is all automatically generated. You do not have to go in here and use HTML coding or any of that stuff to put all these upcoming events in here. Once you've got them created in the back end, it automatically generates it here. And there's several other locations throughout the website, as well as in the email notifications that go out, that are always promoting the upcoming events. Because let's face it, we, as a REIA, as Real Estate Investors Association, we are primarily event driven, and our whole goal is to get people to the events. So that's what the whole system is built around. Now this is for our site. This is the Michigan Real Estate Investors site. They've got the same thing. They've got the upcoming events coming over. They put on different content. They have a different look and feel for their website, different theme. And then yet another one. This is over in Madison, Wisconsin. The same thing. They've got the upcoming events over on the right. And their content on the homepage is very simple, straightforward, and basic. So this is a very powerful website right here. And if your REIA has a custom website theme that you guys have already created and you want to keep that, we have a website designer that we would have you work with to get the same look and feel of your existing website integrated into our system. So when we transfer you over to the Pro system, the front end is going to look as much as possible like it currently does for you, so the members don't really even realize from looking at it from the front end that anything much has changed other than maybe just a facelift on your REIA's website. They'll notice the benefits of the power of the system once they've logged in and started using it, but from first glance they should not notice much of a difference. Now when it comes to registration for events, this is a pretty intuitive system. You create the event content in the background and then you generate the pricing. So for example, we have early bird pricing for this event. We start early for any members that sign up the month before. They get really early bird pricing, and this helps us get a larger number of people registered up front. Now we do maybe not make as much money in the back end, but we've got a better handle up front before the speaker even gets here how many people to expect. And I know based on how many with our early bird pricing, I pretty much know within about 10 to 15% of what our total number is going to be by the day the speaker gets here to speak for our main Tuesday meeting, and then he's going to come back for a Saturday. I can pretty much tell him with pretty high certainty a good range of what to expect, because I know a certain number of people that pre-register early, take advantage of the early bird pricing. I know what percentage of that is the total percentage that we get. So it just helps us get more people pre-registered early, and it helps with all kinds of different, things from the REIA standpoint as far as scheduling and, what size of a room you're going to need, and if you're doing catering and how much food and all that other stuff. You want to know as early as possible. So this is just one of the things. So if you guys offer that, it's available. If you don't offer it, which not all the REIAs do, then you don't offer that, and the system doesn't build early bird pricing. It only does that if you offer it to your REIA. And then here it's got the registration button is programmed based on how the individual is logged in. Now currently I'm not logged in, so it's showing, it doesn't know that I'm a member, so it's showing the non-member pricing. Now if I wanted to, let's say if I was a non-member and I just wanted to register right now, it's going to give us the option or a notification, hey, why don't you join now and save $20 off the current pricing. Or they can say, no thanks, not right now, and then go and check out and then get pre-registered. Now the system's going to make them log in, and if they don't have an account, they'll have to create an account here so that once they've processed the transaction, it knows who it was, and the system automatically then goes ahead and pre-registers that person automatically. But let me clear this out. Let's go back in, and I'll show you real quick. Let me go get logged in. And I'll show you how this all changes based on my login. And now I'm a member, but I'm also an administrator, and so the pricing is going to show for the member pricing. Okay, so the member price is 19, and actually here's another thing. If you guys provide user discounts, like say you have group leaders or volunteers and you want to give them another discount over the member pricing because they do help out, maybe they got group leaders, volunteers, some of the REIAs do discounting or even free for board of director members. That can, we would create a user role for those people, and then the system will automatically do the calculation. And if they're free, they don't have to pay, so the button's going to look different. I'll show you that in just a second on another sample. But here it's already calculated. Now as a group leader, I get 20% discount off the member pricing of $19. Now if we were past this, let's say we're in the $29 and $49, it's going to take 20% of the $29 because I'm an active member. And then I would just go ahead and pre-register for this event. Then let me go back in, let me clear this card out, and I can show you what it would look like. For example, this event here, we have it free for members and a $20 door fee for, or $20 fee for non-members. So since it's free, there's no checkout button. It's just if I click on the pre-register now and I'm logged in, it's going to pre-register me. If I wasn't logged in, it's going to say $20, register now, and then it's going to force me to log in. And once I've logged in, if I'm a member, it'll then revert back to the, hey, this is free for you, just go ahead and pre-register. And then that way, as an admin, we can now see how many people are pre-registered and who they are. So this is my list of people that are pre-registered. And let's say I wanted to send out an email notification to just this group of people. In the back here in the admin, I can then select the emails tab. And then from the emails tab, I would send out a customized email to just a group of people that are pre-registered for this specific event. And then the system would send out the email to everybody in that system. Let's go back here, and then let me show you what it's going to look like if the member's already pre-registered, so that you don't have people pre-registering, constantly pre-registering, and your count goes up and up and up, and you think you got 50 people pre-registered, when in reality you got 40 people, and just 10 of them pre-registered twice. So here, now because I'm already pre-registered, I don't even have the pre-registration button. It's just saying, hey, you pre-registered for this event on Thursday, March 6, 2014. So it's telling me as the member that I'm already pre-registered for this event. And then it's showing the admin down here, the stuff where I can edit the event, my pre-registration counts, the ability to send a specific email for this event, as well as let's start the event registration for this specific event. And that's only going to be displayed here because I'm logged in and I'm an administrator. Nobody else would see this admin section here unless they were logged in and had an admin role. So you as the admins would control who gets administrative roles. So let's go over and take a look at the My Account section real quick for the members, and then we'll take a couple more minutes here on the front end, and then I'll get to the back end and show you the real power of this system. So as a member, when they get logged in, this is what they're going to see. Of course, we got our upcoming events. We've got our activities for our properties. Because don't forget, all of our members get a free website. So once they've got a free website, they can start advertising properties. And the property list is over here. And this is going to work all the members. And it looks like we just had a member the other day, a couple members, a couple new ones today. And over the last couple of days, they just haven't uploaded photos on them. But if they want to upload photos, they have the ability to upload photos. And usually after a couple of days, these guys end up putting photos up there as well. So we don't have too many of them that don't have photos. Most of them will end up with photos like these eventually. So if a member posts a property, this property is going to show up in multiple different locations. So let's just show you this. I can see here now as an admin, I can see who this member is, that they're an active member, and that they have one of the basic or the free websites that all your members get. So let me go and show you this property on this member's website. So this is the free website that this member has, and it's got the property details. So now this property shows up here on their personal website. It shows up on the REIA website. So all your members' properties show up on the REIA website in the property list here, as well as everybody's properties show up in Real Estate Promo, And this is kind of like our national database or compository for all the REIAs used in our system. And as you can see, these couple of them here from Minnesota, there's Pennsylvania, Michigan, North Carolina, Missouri, North Carolina again. So the different REIAs that have members using the site, when their members post properties, it takes them right to, so they post a property, it's on all 3 different websites, and let's say somebody else is doing a search and they find the property listing here on Real Estate Promo, because Real Estate Promo is kind of a national database, so it has a higher search ranking than the individual members are going to have. But because it's on Real Estate Promo, if somebody's interested and they click on Go to Property Owners, this is another one of the free websites. It's this individual's website. The properties displayed now, they're on their individual website, took us right to their website. And then on the bottom of all the websites, it has a link back to the REIA that is providing the website to that member. So this professional real estate investor website is provided by, in this case, it's provided by REIA. So I click on that, it's going to take me right to the REIA's website. And then here we go to the REIA's property leads, and these are the property leads from the REIA members. These are not on the MNREIA website. They won't be on anybody else's website. Just the REIA members or the MNREIA members, your particular members, their properties are only going to show up on their personal website, on your REIA website, and then on Real Estate Promo as well. Let me close these out. Okay, so let me go back here and show you this again. So this is all the properties from all the different REIAs, all the members. Also, what we do here on Real Estate Promo is we list all the upcoming events. It's like this list here, it's full, and these are all the different REIAs. And for any one of these REIAs, let's see, this is the Iowa REIA. So I'm just going to click on this one here, and it's going to take me right to the Iowa REIA's website. So it took me to the content page for the Iowa REIA. And this here is actually a free event, and it's a webinar. So if I was going to click on this, as long as I got programmed in properly, the link, it's going to take me to the link to pre-register for this event, because it's a webinar-based event on this particular event that I just clicked on for that REIA. So all your REIA events are going to show up on this. And then, the individual people that are looking here can select it by the different REIAs. They would just select a different drop-down. It's going to show all the different REIAs that are available at the time. So let me close that out. Actually, let's get a couple of these windows here closed out. And then let's go back, see if there's anything else I need to point out here for just basic content for the members. The property listings, the buyer and seller leads. There's a whole section of how-to videos in here for the members, so they can see how to use the website, so you guys don't have to train them how to use the websites. Also, some of the premium website how-to videos, which we'll talk about the premium stuff in just a little bit here. I think that's a good overview of the front end. Let's get into the administrative part of this whole thing. So back here in the admin, this is the landing page or the home page for the admins. Here it's got a list of our upcoming events, the date that the event's going to occur on, and how many people we've got pre-registered for each of the different events. Then the center here, you can see our active members list, as well as how many are set to expire in the next 30 days, and how many have expired in the last 30 days. So actually, this is like 45 days worth. The system, we send out renewal reminders or expired reminders. So there's 2 different emails that go out based on which one of these lists they're on. About once a week, they go out to the members to let them know that, hey, your membership is either it has expired or is set to expire based on which one of those 2 lists they're on. And then after they've been expired for a long enough time, then the system automatically cancels their membership and does all the modifications to their particular user details so that you don't have to deal with this. And this number, and what I've experienced for our REIA and what we've experienced for all the other REIAs is about at any given moment, you're going to have about 7 to 10% of your members are set to expire in 30 days and about the same percentage that have expired in the last 30 days or so. And that's just seems to be the nature of the business. About, especially when you get a larger REIA with a larger membership and it's very active, you got members coming and going all the time. And we do actual tracking of the membership change back in the reports section. I can pull down a report of the membership growth, and that's going to show you. So here's our membership count on those particular days, how many were new those days. You can see here we had 12 new members. Well, that's because that was the day of our event. We had 12 new members, we had 6 expire, so our membership count went up by 6. So you'll be able to track all of that on a daily basis, what your daily transactions are, our daily membership change has been. And then this is our activity section where we have event registration notes. For example, here's a referral payment. So we owe this member, and if I click down, it would bring me to that member, and I can see who we owe for a referral. So we pay our members $25 worth of REIA credits, and then we send them out a thank you letter for referring them, and then ask them to keep referring members to us. So that's part of our membership promotion as well too. So we offer referrals, and if you guys want to do that, we can track that all through the whole system, and I'll show you that how we track that through the members. Let me just go in here and do a quick member search. I'm going to pull up myself. I have multiple different accounts in here, a lot of them for testing purposes. So this is my details here, and then down below is my information for the, my personal profile info. So like it says that, I don't know why I click accountant. Let me go, I'm a rehabber. I'm always changing this when I'm showing other people, and I use my account for all that stuff. Let me just save that. Okay, that's been updated now. And then, now here's the admin section here. So it shows I'm a staff member, my membership date, expiration date. If I had an expiration date, so if I was an annual member, they'd have an expiration date. If it's a monthly member, monthly reoccurring, then they would not have an expiration date, as well as original membership date, what date I became inactive the last time, as well as my very first meeting. So we track when our first meeting was. And then this here is, and here obviously this is all testing stuff for me, so that I can log in and play around with fake data, so that I'm not messing with the live data from the real member. I mean, this is live data. It's just, it's not for a specific member that if I went and made an adjustment to or a change, that it would actually screw something up. So these reoccurring transactions, this is my monthly. The next transaction date is set to be March 15th. And this is how many times my account that have been charged. This is the card that we've been using on file, the expiration date, and the status is current. As well as scheduled transactions, and this would be for like selling for events. Maybe we did a sale for a national speaker, and they said, we'll split up the $2,000 payment. Give us half now, and the other half over the course of the next 2 or 3 months. Okay, we can schedule that all out, and now it's showing us when the scheduled transactions are scheduled to take place. Then you can see as the admin, I'm controlling who the admins are and what level of administrative access they have. Here, for example, I'm a full admin, but I could have just people that do event registrations, so I would just select event registration, and now they're only going to have access to the actual event registration. They're not going to be able to get into the back end. There'll be a few things in the back end that as event registration people need to have access to, but the majority of it they do not. So they're locked out of the majority of the administrative side, as well as people who just coordinate events and do the web content, and maybe even somebody that's in charge of sending out all the emails to the members. You can limit what they can have access to, or you give them full access to the whole entire system. The financials, this is where we track the value of a member. Transactions, so if you select that, it's going to show all the member transactions. And like I said, this is all me, it's all testing. None of this is, that's why you see a lot of items. And here, this one, you can see it's been declined. Well, that's because that card that I had on file is past its expiration date. So it's been getting declined, and I just need to get in there and update it. Now the system's sending me emails, and I've just been ignoring them because I've been watching to make sure that the transactions are working, because this schedule transaction is a new thing that we just implemented, and so I'm in the process of testing everything right here. So, and then related members. So let's say you have a membership type of couples or partners. Well, we're going to select a primary member. We would use, for example, on mine, we would use the current, and then we would change who the related member is. Let me go and find a example of a related member. We can go into our couples, use one of these. Okay, this looks like a good example. Related members, there we go. So Joe is the primary member and Eva is the secondary member. Now, any changes that happen to Joe's account is, as far as the membership date, the membership status, that kind of stuff, the system then looks and says, okay, is there a related member? And then goes and makes the exact same changes for that related member so that their membership status stays together. If Joe's membership is canceled, the system automatically cancels Eva's membership. Let's go back in here. Let me just go back to myself so we can go through all the rest of the stuff in there. From here now, referral information. So if this is where you could track, all right, this person referred somebody, and then the system tells us that we owe them. So I can change who the referred person is. So I could select that person in our database, select them, and then if they join and we owe the person a referral, we could say what date we paid them. Whether it's paying them via credits, we can assign new credits. Let me just come over here, say assign $25 worth of REIA credits, REIA bucks, or whatever you want to call them, and you'll see my credit count just went up. And they can have as many credits as you want to give them. So you can see these are the dates that I've used these credits, and these are the ones that are still available. So I've used, of this $200 credit here, I've used $150.70. So I've used $40 or whatever. So I still have 150 available plus these two additional 25s. Now if I want to delete them, I can just go ahead and delete them. And then all the events attended, if you're using our system for the event registration, it tracks. This is what, yes, they were pre-registered, and yes, they attended the event. Or they pre-registered, but they did not attend. So you can track that stuff. And then if your member has their websites activated, you can see that. And then their property listings. These are this particular member's property listings. These are all my old ones that are no longer available. Oh, and this is an important thing to note too. On the front end, when a member lists a property, it's listed on a specific date, and then it expires automatically 90 days out. So let me actually go to the front end and show you on mine. So I'm going to go into my property listings. I'm going to select this property here. This one's not even active. It's not on the website. This one here is active. All right, I'm going to go and edit this listing. Well, you can see it's showing you too that it's set to expire on April 1st. I'm going to go into the admin. All right, expires on 4/1/2014. All right, right now we're on March 9th, so this is going to expire within 30 days. If I do not extend this, it automatically comes off of my personal website, off the REIA's website, and off of Real Estate Promo's website. This property is effectively no longer online. It's not on the internet from our standpoint. In order to extend this, all I have to do is hit extend the listing. It tells me here published ending date has been set to 6/30. Okay, so it's extended out another 90 days. And once I save this, it's going to be on the website until the end of June unless I come back and extend it again. Now, I cannot extend this a second time right now because it tells you cannot extend the publish date more than 30 days from the end date. So I have to wait till June in order to extend this again. Now, the system's going to send me an email notification saying, hey, your property's set to expire in the next 30 days or in the next 21 days or the next 14 days or whatever when they get the emails. But then they'll know that they need to come in here and extend it, or if they don't do anything, it automatically falls off. That way your website is not full of all old, outdated content, and it's constantly refreshed with new stuff, as long as your members are actually actively using it. So let's go back in here, and I'm not sure if there's anything else I need to show you in the members, but we'll just take a quick look again. PHP credits, if you are tracking PHP, if you're part of the National REIA and tracking the PHP credits. Our system will do the internal tracking for you. And the members also can see a version of this so that they can see what PHP credits they've taken and when they were taken. And then bounce email stuff. So let's go back over here. In this section here, the members can do this themselves. You can do that for them. Say do not email. And if their email is invalid or there's a problem with the emails, we have a bounce email manager that'll manage the emails. And after they've had so many hard bounces and so many soft bounces, the system won't email to them anymore. So then we don't have to worry about, spamming issues. All right, let's go into the events. This is our calendar of events. If I want to add an event, just select add, edit events. And this is basically all we have to do. We have to give it a title, a description, schedule a date, select from our drop-down list our locations, who our speaker is, create the content, and then we have a whole bunch of advanced settings down here, but these are the basics. So let me pull up an actual event that's coming up. For example, let's do the Saturday workshop we have here. Okay, so I got 16 people pre-registered for this. This is the link to the page, so I can view it without having to leave this page. This is what it's going to look like based on what I've got saved out there. All right, so I selected the date, time, the location, who the speaker is, and then this is that editor. It's a WYSIWYG type of editor. If you want to import images, you just you go to the image gallery. And then from the image gallery, you can also upload images. So if you have a new image that you want to use that's not already in your gallery, you just upload the image. And then from there, you can select the image. I'll just select that one. I'm not going to save this, but we'll select it. And then it puts the image in there. And where did it put it? Right there, because that's where I had the cursor. Now I don't want to keep that, so I'm not going to save this page. So actually, let me get out of here and then go back. But it's a pretty easy editor to use, and if you understand HTML and you like working with HTML, here's the source code. You can go create the HTML either in another HTML editor, or if you're so inclined, you can hard code it however you want to do it, and then just paste the HTML code into the source code, and it will automatically update the content. Then down in the advanced settings, this is where we program the event pricing. So like with Saturday workshop, we're going to have pricing. Here's the normal price for members and non-members. We can make the same members only, or we can even limit how many people can pre-register. So if we had a small event, we can only have, like, say 10 people at this event. It was a very exclusive, limited event. Then that's where we would set that limit, and the system tracks it, and it tells it right on the front page, hey, there's only 4 seats left. There's only 3 seats left. Hey, sorry, this is closed, and once it's closed, it shuts off the registration button unless you as an admin go in and make an adjustment to that total number. And then you could schedule your early bird pricing if you want to use it. And then also your user discount roles. So you can create a role for people and then set what the discount is going to be based on when they sign up. So if they're a member at, say, a volunteer at 50%, well, they're going to pay 50% of this $19, or the $29, or the $39, or the $49. This is that other process for event sales. We'll be able to, if you got a speaker, we haven't programmed this yet with the for our speaker coming up. That's not for another month yet, but we'll put in the price and the description of the product, and then at the event we can process the sales right from the event. Speeds up the whole process. Then we have the email notifications. So as a REIA, you can either select to have the emails automatically sent out, or you can turn this off by checking that and then send the emails out manually. So you would just select this, for example, send email announcements, click on there. It's going to take you right to the emailer page, and it builds the content of the email for you. You do not have to do anything, but you can edit this if you choose to, but you do not have to. And then it also adds some upcoming events. Okay, so I'm sending this out today. Well, the next 3 events are on the 10th, 12th, and 20th, as well as our 4 most recent properties from our members. In fact, there's an image right there from a property that I don't think was on there when we looked at the front end of our website, because it looked like one of our members was actively adding some properties. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. But here's the filter. Now you can filter this based on nothing. So this is an unfiltered list. So we have 2,161 emails that are valid, that the members haven't said do not email to me anymore, where their bounce count is not too high, because we probably have more like 5,000 email addresses in here from the last 10 years. But this is what has been getting sent out on a regular basis, plus our new people that have signed up by either attending an event or gone online and said join now and subscribe to our mailing list, and they've given us their email addresses. So this is a current valid list. Now, if I wanted to filter this, let's say I want to filter it for people that are pre-registered for an event. Let's say the workshop that's coming up, the one-day workshop. It's an upcoming workshop. This would be the how to grow. Okay, so now I'm going to update my search. I think we only had 10 or 16 people. Oh, see, now I have attended selected. I want to come down here and select pre-register. And then I want to update this. I think we had 16 people pre-registered, and now I've got a list of 15. And then here's that list of the 15 people that I have there that would get this particular email. Then I go to the email. If I want to open this up to full screen so I get a better view of it. And I can actually change this. I can make modifications to this right now. Let's say I wanted to throw in another notice. Notice to members, or whatever I want to put in here. And then I could make the adjustments to this. So let me select that. Okay, so it's highlighted. I can make it bold. I can put that in the center. I can increase the font size by going to the format and change it to a header 1 item. That makes it the largest. So there, I can edit that. And then when I'm ready, I'll go to emails, and it's going to give you a preview of the email first before you actually send it out. So you can say, oh, my changes aren't there because I just made a change. We needed the system to do a refresh, and that's what it basically just did by hitting the preview. Now it's refreshed the content, and now my change was there, that notice to members. There's the notice, and this is the email that's going to get sent out if I went ahead and hit transmit email. The other thing I could do is I could save this as an email draft, and then I can come back into the emails. I want to go to the email drafts. My email drafts, and this takes a moment to load because we have a ton of, we've been saving emails in the system for many, many, many years. So actually one of these days we'll have to go through and just say, hey, just give us the most recent ones, not all of them. But yeah, that didn't take that long. So here's all the emails. This is that upcoming event that we just did the preview of. It just saved it for us. And now we can go and resend that. And then here's all the other emails that we have sent out, including property leads. Property leads are automated. So when your members list a property, the email notification goes out in the afternoon every day that there's new leads. You can always send it out whenever you want by just going to the emails tab. And then there's 6 new properties that need to get sent out because they were just added today. So the system's going to actually automatically send them out. But I can preview the email. This is what the email is going to look like. Yep, and see there's that one that the individual posted the 2. He just got the photo up. So these might be the same person. So he might be working on getting that photo up as well. But this goes out every day that there's new listings. So this is today's new listings. Or you can send it out yourself manually as well. As well as it adds some more upcoming events. Like I said, we're all about events. All right, then creating web content. You can create as much or as little web content as you want. And it's pretty similar to creating an event. Just put in the editor there. Let me just, like for example, let me select our default page. It's going to pull up that page. This is what we have on our home page. There's a picture of Andrew and all the same content you see on the home page. So let me just go to the home page just to show you that that's what it looks like. So this is the content that right here in the middle that was on that editor right there. Manage your memberships back into here. So you create the membership, give it a price, and determine whether it's recurring or not. And then also if there's a user role for that particular membership status. And then we have full reporting. Just about anything you can think about for reporting is all in here. The financial transactions, your list of active members, your bounced email. So if you want to see, if you're looks like you're having problems with emails not getting sent out, we can download a list of what's the bounced emails all about. Who are your club admins? Event attendance count. So this list here is going to show all the different events you've had and what your attendance account was. And you can see the 160s that I got there. Those are our main meetings. These smaller ones are little subgroups. We had some bad weather, so a couple of our events actually got canceled back in February, so we didn't have anybody showing up to them. But you can now track, and then also you can, like say the cash flow, we don't have internet access at the location we do, so we don't do the actual registration through the system, so that number is always 0, but it's still on the website, because we just don't have the ability to track that unless we went back the next day, but it's such a small group that it's not worth it. But we do charge them on the front end if they pre-register, but most of the people that attend our cash flow are going to be active members. And then if I want to download this to an Excel spreadsheet, I can do that. User notes, transaction logs, membership growth, your full membership list. That'll give you everything that's in the system. Mailing list, who's set to expire in the next 30 days. There's all kinds of different reporting we can do in there. And I'm not going to pull up a lot of those because that's going to show up a lot of personal data that I want to have shown up on here. Let's see. So menu links. So as you create content over in the web content, you can then create a menu link. And then once you create a menu link, you would edit the link and then go select the page that you created. So we have the custom pages that you've created and the standard pages that are already built into the system that you can make modifications on, but they're the standard pages. So you just select any of those. I'm going to cancel my changes here, and that'll automatically generate the link. And if you don't want it to be active, you would just uncheck it. So like this particular one here, newsletter archive, we don't have that one activated. It's not checked. We have an image and file repository, so you can upload all your images that you're going to use for the site here, as well as, and we don't utilize this one as much as we should, but files. You can also upload files for the individual events. And that's what we do more of, like on an actual event. We'll upload images or files. Let me find one that I know we just did recently, a couple months ago. No. Well, anyways, let me just go in and I'll show you where you can add those, and then we don't do them a lot. But say your speaker had handouts that you didn't know about and you wanted to make it available on the website. You would just come in here, go to the miscellaneous files. You can indicate whether it's a members only or available to everyone. You would select upload file. You go find the file, upload it, and then it'll build it on the front end. For the members. Let me go back into the front end here and find one that I know recently that we have done that. So just bear with me for a second. I think on this one, yes. So here's a couple items that we had uploaded to the members. These are both member only forms, PDF documents that were only available to members. So if I was logged in, I'd see this, but the hyperlinks would not be activated because I'm not an active member. But because I am a member, now the hyperlink is activated. I can click on that and then download the PDF document for this event. Okay, and then we have a basic settings section that manages all the other details of the system, from the theme that you are using. We have multiple different themes to choose from, and we're constantly adding, or we would upload your customized theme that we would create for you. Your main meeting door fees, if you allow free events. We allow all of our members, our first-time guests, to come to 2 meetings for free, and we've tracked that, and we get them to, most of our people sign up at the 2nd or the 3rd meeting, or they don't end up coming back. But when we used to only do 1, we weren't getting quite as many members, but everyone's different, so you got to test what works for you in your REIA. the upcoming, when your general monthly meeting is, because this is displayed on several different locations, as well as a lot of advanced settings for who receives, like for your email signature that goes out on the bottom of all your emails, your event notification schedule. So main monthly meetings, if you follow the default system, this is when they're going to get sent out, and your little subgroups or smaller workshops are going to get sent out on these particular days before the meeting. Or you can turn that off and you can do them manually. As well as if you have, like, say, a board of director and you have multiple different people scheduled or structured to handle multiple different emails from the system, you can schedule that and manage that all right there. If you're part of the national REIA, we have different items that we need to manage for the national REIA, and based on whether these are checked or not is how some of the functions of the website's gonna work for you guys, as well as the merchant account settings, so we can manage the merchant account for the transactions within the system. Now let's take a quick minute and show you how the actual event registration process works and why it's so smooth. So I'm going to go to a particular event. I'm picking tomorrow's event. There's a start event registration link in down the admin section. That's going to pull up a whole other page here, and it's going to show us the event that we're looking at, and our pre-registered count, our attendance count, our no-show count, because that's basically the pre-registered minus the attendance of people that were in that list. So I would just look up a member, and if there's only one, if it finds one member based on the search criteria, it's going to go right to that person's details. Otherwise, it's going to show you a list of potential matches. So I'm going to select that match, and then here's the registration page. Now all I have to do from this page is hit print attendance label, and it's registered me, and it's printing out a name tag for myself. And then that name tag is, we can stick it on our shirt or on our jacket or whatever, and it prints it in big bold letters. And it uses one of the Dymo label printers. Let me pull up this quick little demo here, or image here. This is the Dymo label printer, and we use the larger label so it fills up the whole screen there. And it basically puts on their name, their first name in really large letters, their last name just below it in a little bit smaller letters, and then it puts down whether they're the min REIA member or your REIA, and then it says member, or it'll say a non-member, or it'll say first-time guest, based on however, whatever their membership status is at that time. So, and those print out really quick, and it makes everything nice and simple. And if you need to make a change, you go back into the system, make a change to that, and reprint out a new name tag. So that's no big deal. But now you can see the attendance count has gone up. So now we have a live tracking of the attendance. And let's say we find a member that their membership is set to expire pretty soon. Let me go through here. Let me find one that's, let me just look at the actives. All right, now I'm changing my search. Now you'll see over here the active members. If they're expired, they're going to be in red. So let's select this particular member here. Now it says expired member. So this is an individual annual, but their membership is expired, and so we're charging a door fee for non-members. Now the system says this person is expired, or beyond the expiration date, they owe a door fee. So if I print attendance label, nothing's going to happen. Or if I hit save, nothing's going to happen, because we need to select first a payment option. So we either have to pay check cash, that we charge their credit card, they wrote us a check, or other, and that'd be in the case of maybe a board admin says, you know what, they can pay us later, we didn't collect money, or I owe them credit, or whatever the case is, just let them in and we'll deal with it later. Then once we've selected one of these items, then the system will let us pass this page. The other interesting thing with our system is these user notes. So with user notes, what we can do is, say a member comes up to us, or to a volunteer who's doing the registration. We look them up, whether it's by their name or they scanned a card. Let me just clear this out. And so let's say they scanned a card using a barcode scanner and it put in the membership ID number, and that's my number. It automatically hits the search button. Because it's a unique record, it found me right away. It brought me to this page. Now, let's say the member has a question. that's the worst time for us to deal with it because there's 10 people behind him in line and we just don't have time to deal with the question or to find the right person to deal with the question or to look up the answer, whatever it is. In the old days, we used to just write down the note on a little piece of notepad, and maybe 2 or 3 months later, we might find that note again. But by then, it's already too late. So what we've developed is it's like while the person's asking the volunteer or whoever's doing the registration the question, they could type in the question, say, and this person here, Mike has a question about, say, land trusts. Please have someone call. All right. Now, all I gotta do is hit print attendance label. It's saved or hit save. In that case, I didn't need to reprint my name tag, which it just printed out. But now what we did is, back in the admin section, is we now have another note. And I believe we had one note prior to that, and now we have a second note. So that second note is going to be from me, and it says there, Mike has a question about blah, 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 and then I can go right to that specific member's details. In the admin page, there's the question. Now as an admin, a day later, a week later, a month later, whenever you get around to them, hopefully it's not more than a day or two. That's our goal, is always have them cleared out by the end of the week. So for meetings on Tuesday, it gets busy on Wednesday. That gives us till Friday to get everything cleared out. That's our primary goal. And then some things just can't be done. We have to wait for the member to call us back. Now let's say it's been taken care of. I can go ahead and hit clear. Now that it's been cleared out, I can go back to the home tab. And now my event registration notes just went down to 1. So that, and then this is going to have a continuous tally of what's been going on. And there's many different ways to search. Now, if we needed to add a first-time guest that's not in our system, I would just type in their name here, like Roger Rabbit III, which means Roger's probably going to be in our system right now. But if it's not, when I hit print attendance label, it's just going to print it out, add them to the system, and then we can go into the add edit first time guests. So now that was the overview of the admin. Now the only other thing I wanted to mention is a way to generate a little bit of extra revenue for you guys in the premium features for your members. So let me go into my account. The premium features is going to be a completely customizable website for your members. Now I showed you a couple of the free websites, but here's a sample of my personal website, which is a premium website. You can see it looks a lot different than the free websites. I can create whatever content I want, just like what we can do on the REIA. I can create as many pages. I can manage the links. I can do whatever I want. I can create my own special reports. For example, here's a report. I'd put in my contact info, or the person requesting the report would have to do that. Then they get access to the special report, and the system sends you an email, the member, notifying you that someone just downloaded your free report. Why don't you go log into the system? From the system here, it's now going to tell me that I got a new report request. That was me, so most of them are me. And then today, I just download the report, and then I can go in there and look at, there's the email address. Now I can contact this member. Then let's go back to the premium features here. So they get all the basic stuff. They also have the ability to create custom pages, manage their own links, add side content, and then the repair estimate worksheet and the scope of work. And one more that we got to get added into here is a single family property analyzer. So let me show you that real quickly. Here's our repair estimates. This is something that we use. That's the leads. Okay. This is something that we use on all the properties we look at. So I find a property, I go out, and I do the repair estimates. So there's a quicker way to get into it from that one. This one I'm just showing you one that's already been filled out. All I have to do with this repair estimate worksheet is I got to go into the back end, set some default settings. And there's how-to videos on how to do all that for the members. They would just check a checkbox or enter in a quantity. And there's a few items that we can't just check a checkbox or enter quantities to get a value. So they have to be somewhat intuitive on this stuff. But that's the exterior, the garage, and the interior. So they basically go through, do all that, hit update the totals, and it generates a total repair cost for this, and it gives you the breakdown, including the percentage, and we're using them, following the Mayo formula or the repair estimate formula taught by many of the real estate trainers out there that we've all learned from. And then if they want to print out a scope of work for this property, they have the scope here. They can now print this, convert it into a PDF document, a Word document, whatever they want to save it as, and they can use this to submit with their offers to the banks, for example. Or let's say that they want to, let me close this back out, go back into the scope of work, and let's say they got the offer accepted and they want to send a contractor over with the same scope of work but without dollar values. So it's the exact same thing, but it's not filling in the dollar amounts. So you can give that to the contractor, say this is what we're generally thinking, give me a price. So that's the scope of work. There's also a mobile version of this that's formatted better for a phone, which is what I use 90% of the time. Go back to the page here. We also have a single family property analyzer. This is a premium feature for the members. And what it kind of creates is a net sheet for the members, for the seller. So we put in the ARV, average days on market. We can calculate out the mortgage. There's a mortgage calculator in the background that'll do the mortgage calculations for us. Enter in the taxes, insurance, utility bills, put in the selling expenses, and it does all the calculations for us, including, hey, what's it going to cost to reinstate the mortgage? Are they behind on bills, utility bills? Here's the repair estimate worksheet. We have the ability to go back in and do that. And then they can add specific items that are not in this list, and it's going to generate a seller net sheet. And a lot of times we'll use this ourselves to point out to an unrealistic seller where maybe they think they got $50,000 worth of equity in the property. We'll sit down and use this with the seller and have the seller fill this in and say, okay, now do you see that you really have $50,000, or do you think maybe you only got $5,000 or $10,000? Can we work on that $5,000 number that the net sheet's showing you, rather than the $50,000 you think you're going to get, which you would never get in not in real life? This is a tool that we use to talk them into reality. This is also available for the premium members. We also have a co-marketing feature for the premium members, where a premium member can then find properties from other members and request permission to co-market them. So like say if I wanted to market this person's property on my website, I would then, actually I might want to, because this is in the neighborhood one of the neighborhoods that I work in. So I'm going to request permission to co-market this property, and it's a good live demonstration. It builds an option agreement. This option agreement is a live, legitimate agreement, gone through the attorneys. It has enough teeth in this option agreement to pass muster with the Commerce Department or any other state regulatory agencies that want to say, oh, you're selling property without a real estate license. Well, no, I'm not. I have a legal, legitimate option on this property. But it's also lenient enough that the seller can get out of this option agreement at any time for almost any reason, if in case they sell the property or whatever. So the seller is really not held to this option agreement from a legal standpoint. There's enough loopholes in here for the seller to get out of without having to be stuck to this option agreement. But it's got enough teeth in it that it would satisfy the licensing and regulatory issues. So I'm going to request permission. If this person agrees to allow me to market this property, and they'll have to do the same thing by reading through this, agreeing to it, and this property will then show up on my website as well. So let's go take a look at my site. Here's my personal website. Right now I have one property for sale on my website. It's an old one that I just sold recently, and I need to get some more inventory on here. Actually, I got a couple of properties that we got coming up that I do need to get on here. But as of right now, I don't have anything else. So if I wanted to add more properties, so I can do some Craigslist advertising, maybe build my buyers list, do some marketing, show credibility if I'm doing marketing to sellers, and I want sellers to come to my website and see that we actually are active investors and we are buying and selling, and show some credibility, that stuff, those properties will be there. So once that member authorizes the co-marketing request, this property here will then be displayed on my website as well. And any leads I get on that property, on this particular property, if it came through my website, then I get those leads. That member does not. Those are my leads. The only thing that happens in addition is this member is then notified that somebody that is co-marketing their property has a lead off of their particular website. Now this person might want to follow up with me to verify that I'm following up with the lead to see if it's a legitimate lead on this particular property, or if it's just a lead that I had gotten off of the website that's helping to build my buyer's list. So with that, we sell the premium sites at $29 a month for the members. That's the current price. If you're looking at this later time, it might go up because we are adding more features, and as we add more features, that's going to go up. But the REIAs, we're going to pay you $15 a month no matter what. So today's price or later price, we're going to pay you $15 a month for every member that is using the premium sites. So that is our quick overview of the whole pros system. If you would like to set up a private demo with for yourself, go over specific details that we didn't cover in there. I'm sure you're going to have a lot more questions that I could not cover in that short little demonstration. Or if you would like to set up a time for more team members, for board of director members from your REIA, whatever, to take a look at this, give us a call. Our phone number and website and everything is on the page here, someplace on the page for the content. You'll find our phone number. Give us a call, and we'll be glad to set up a time that's going to be convenient for you and your association, your members, your board members, whoever else you need to see this system. Or just give us a call at any time to ask us any other follow-up questions. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this and are taking a serious look at this, and give us a call with any questions. Thank you for your time.